Just as we thought global economies were recovering from COVID-19 pandemic, a new dangerous COVID variant, the Omicron, emerged. Inflation in the US is also on the rise, and it's non-transitory. Then there's Chinese property developer Evergrande facing a liquidity crisis which is shaking global markets, and some believe it may send ripples across the global economy. Amid everything that's going on, will Evergrande be the biggest threat to the 2022 global economy? Keep watching today's video to find out. But before that, make sure you press that red subscribe button along with that tiny bell icon to get updated every time we post new videos. Let's get started. Omicron's sticky inflation, China's Evergrande slump. All these are in a Hellion's gallery of pitfalls. But some things might go better than anticipated too, of course. Government's decision might be to keep financial support in place. China's latest 5-year plan could cause stronger investment. Pandemic savings might fund a global spending splurge. It's too soon to give a verdict on the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Though it is more contagious than previous variants, it may prove less deadly too. And that might actually help the world get back to something like a pre-pandemic sort of normal, which means spending more money on services. COVID-19 caution and nationwide lockdowns have kept people out of gymnasiums or restaurants, for example, and encouraged them to buy more stuff instead. A spending rebalancing could boost global growth to 5.1%, which is greater than the Bloomberg Economics base forecast of 4.7%. Even in such a scenario, supply problems would probably remain the same and demand would be weaker, with workers kept out of labor markets and farther logistics snarl-ups. Already this month, Ningbo, a city in China, which is home to one of the world's busiest ports, has seen fresh lockdowns. Now, speaking about US inflation, at the start of 2021, it was forecasted that the US was to end the year with 2% inflation. Rather, it's close to 7%. In 2022, once again, the Accord expects inflation to end the year close to target levels. Another major miss is possible. Omicron is just one possible cause. Wages, already rising at a quick clip in the US, could climb higher. Pressures between Russia and Ukraine could send gas prices surging. With climate change bringing further disruptive weather events, food prices may continue to rise. A new surge of the virus could hit travel, for example, dragging down oil prices. Indeed so, the combined impact could still be a stagflation shock that leaves the Fed and other central banks with no easy answers. On the other hand, in the third quarter of 2021, China's economy has come ground to a halt. The joined weight of the Evergrande real estate depression, repeated COVID-19 lockdowns, and energy shortages dragged annualized profitable growth down to 0.8%, way below the 6% pace to which the world has become habituated. Beijing's zero-COVID strategy could mean Omicron lockdowns, and with demand weak and financing constrained, property construction, which drives about 25% of China's economy, may have further to fall. Bloomberg Economics' base case is for China to grow 5.7% in 2022. A slowdown to 3% would send ripples around the world, leaving commodity exporters short of buyers and potentially derailing the Fed's plans, just like the Chinese stocks crash did in 2015. The critical question for investors is how and when do leaders in Beijing handle the situation, and whether they launch a restructuring of China Evergrande Group as numerous market pros anticipate. Investors are stressed that Beijing is likely to let the company fail, wounding stockholders and domestic bondholders. Evergrande faces a debt payment on its offshore bonds on Thursday after it said last week it was facing unknown difficulties. But market pros don't suppose that Evergrande could lead to the coming financial crisis, but it could lead to further volatility. The only way to see if Evergrande will be a major trouble to global frugality is to see how Beijing handles this situation. So it would be wise to look out for latest updates on Evergrande. And that's all for today's video. Let us know your views in the comments section below. And don't forget to like this video before leaving. Thanks for watching.